Welcome to the TRL Footy Show, brought to you by Toowoomba Valleys Football Club, Gatton Leagues Club, Dalby Leagues Club and Power FM. Live and free from Toowoomba's Valleys Football Club on Power TV Australia. And now, here's your host from the Obie and Cookie Call on Power FM, Andrew O'Brien, a.k.a. Obie.
2, 3. Welcome to the Footy Show! G'day, it's Andrew O'Brien here. We're here at Valleys, the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show. I think it's our third last footy show of the year, and we're here with Vice President Michael Watts. What a great facility, what a great atmosphere.
Yeah, it's pretty good here. The kids love being here. So,
how many kids approximately do you have?
I think we've got about 270 this year. So
that's good, and you're in the last couple of rounds of the regular season, aren't you?
yeah, this is the second last round. So we play South this weekend.
And I've been speaking to a lot of the other clubs. You have a good sponsorship, like for each grade, etc.
Yeah, we've got a sponsor come on board for each grade this year. So
Who's your main ones, you think?
The main ones we've got is Remax.
Yep.
They're one of our gold sponsors. We've got Black Eye Zuzu. And yeah, a few other companies around town. So.
Well, that's fantastic, you know. So, look, thanks for having us. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Oh, no, not really.
Bring on the footy show, eh?
Yeah, bring on the footy show.
All right, well, it's the TRL Footy Show. It's Obie here at Valleys. What a great time we are having, and thanks very much for Valleys for having us here for the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show. I've got a couple of my mates here. You know, what's your name?
Patrick.
And what grade do you play in?
Under sixes.
Okay, and do you have a really good after-try celebration?
Yeah.
You do? Can you show me? No. Who's got a good after-try? Have you got one? Come on, let's show us, mate. What's your name?
Ryder.
Okay, come on. Away we go, mate. Ready? You scored the try. You get the ball, and he scored now after try. Yes! Okay, who we got over here? What's your name?
Chris.
Chris. And what grade are you in?
5.
Yeah, but you're in under sixes, eh?
No.
Under?
10s.
Okay, and do you have any brothers and sisters play?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how many?
4.
4. And we've got a young lass here. What's your name?
Marley.
Marley. And do you love playing rugby league?
Yeah.
Okay, and who do you like? Do you like the Broncos?
Yeah.
Oh, so do I. Are you a Broncos fan?
Nah.
You're a?
Cowboys fan.
All right. And who's your favourite player for Cowboys?
Jonathan Thurston.
Okay, what's your name?
Hamish.
Have you heard of what my name is?
No.
No, I didn't think that either. So we're going well now. Who have we got? We've got under sixes. We've got under sevens. Sevens. Are you under sevens?
Yep.
Yeah. How long have you been under sevens? You forgot. Yeah, I forget as well. And you're under sixes?
Yes.
Yeah. What else we got? What's your?
Under 9s.
You're pretty big. You're pretty big for under 10s. What's your name? Come here.
Okay.
Yeah. What position do you play? Front
Forward.
row? Forward. That's okay. Have you scored many tries this year?
Not many.
Okay. Have you got an after try celebration?
Not really.
You haven't. Who's got another after try celebration? Hey, you have? All right. Come and show us, mate. Now, what's your name?
Chris.
What's your name?
Chris.
Chris. Okay. All right. Now you start there, mate. You got to run in. Okay. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around to me, face me. Okay. Now Chris gets the ball. He goes. He beats one. He beats another one. He comes in here. He scores. What's your after try?
Yay!
Yay! Okay, so I thought we'd
TRL.
speak to one of the coaches here and a few of their players. We got Tim Muggo. What grade have you got, Tim?
Mate, we got the mighty under sevens
Yeah. And how long have you been coaching them?
all year with these guys. I've been a coach out here for a lot of years.
And very rewarding for you, Tim.
It's great, mate. Especially seeing these guys come through, giving them a few skills. And
And have you always had the young ones, Tim?
mate, I coach from under sevens up to under 13s. So
And have you seen the kids coming through the club? It's great to see them achieve.
it is for the last 6 years, and I think the last guys 13s I coach, they're 16s now, and they're going extraordinarily well.
Okay, and then you've got, a couple of rounds to go?
2 rounds, South and Pittsworth.
South and Pittsburgh, yeah?
Yeah.
And how do you go against South?
Should be doing pretty good against them, actually.
And they had a lot of fun?
Yeah, heaps of fun, especially these guys. They get a bit tired, but they troop on.
All right, mate. Well done. All the best for this season.
Thanks, Obie.
Andrew O'Brien here for the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show, and it's great honour here that we come to the Valleys clubhouse and the grounds at Pillar Street. Herb Store night over, and we're here with the Presidente, Gary Dejoux. How are you, Gary?
I'm good, Obi. How are you? It's a pleasure to have you guys here again today.
Yeah, well, we were here last year, but seems like an eternity ago. But look, what a great feel in the club at the present time. You've got your A-graders a little bit different this year. You went 1-2 out, and what a great game last week.
Yeah, well, we learned a lot last year. So this year we did talk about a little bit at the start of the year. So we're focused on a few things, to change a few things and create a bit more depth. And I think we did have the depth this year, and we've needed it because the injuries we've had have been unbelievable. Right from the word go, we lost our first player in A-grade in the trial game, first up against Valley's Diehards with Ryan Stevens doing the
Who?
Valley's Diehards.
No, who was the player?
Oh.
No, I've forgotten. Oh, right, Steve, I remember him. Yeah,
I remember him.
Yeah, right.
He might be a chance coming back next year, actually. So
yeah, that'll be good. But look, yes, you have been littered with injury, and look, it's going to be a great day on Saturday for you guys, and what a great rivalry that is continuing with the Wattles side.
Yeah, there's a few rivalries now with us and Dolby and even Highfields and Wattles.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to Saturday personally. We've got a few guys starting to come back now, so hopefully we can be a little bit stronger on the field this weekend compared to the last time we played Wattles. So fingers crossed, we put on a good show on the weekend.
Yeah, so back to the clubhouse. You can see down here, if you can get that down there, Barry. That's the new can bar down there. Is that too far? Okay, and that's what, been there 12 months now?
Yeah, just over 12 months. And we just get a permit for that each time we open it up, and it's great value and provides a bit of atmosphere here on the home ground. So
yeah, I was going to say, like, what's the structure here? Do you have different committees for the actual clubhouse here, and then you've got seniors and juniors? What's the structure?
Well, the senior committee is one. The senior club owns the facilities and runs the facilities and does everything out of the one committee. The junior club are a separate entity, and they use their facilities as well. But everything's run separately, two different clubs, two separate clubs. But the senior club runs the grounds all out of the one committee. And
look, what's been the most rewarding these last few years as far as the Roosters is concerned? You seem to have the right culture, especially with Brett Seymour arriving.
I think that's a big part of it. You know, Brett has created a culture. You know, we've always had that culture, really. But
just fine-tuning it, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's just a little bit of fine-tuning. You know, sometimes the focus might change every now and again, from playing on the field to off-field. The facilities have taken a high priority the last few years, but last year and this year the focus changed somewhat onto the playing side of it and the football operations. So, you know, we're happy with where we're at.
Yeah, it's good. Look, and what I did like, and what was a big standout for me, apart from Brett and Corey playing very well, was blokes like Richard Murray coming through and Ben Atkins. They just weren't making guest appearance in A-grade. They actually made a difference on the field, didn't they?
Yeah, well, that's a priority. It's always been a priority of ours to develop our younger players and give them that opportunity to play in the higher grade. You know, under 18s coming through, with the likes of, you know, Brock DeMint and Travis Turnbull and Dave Murphy and a few others, Jordan Drew. There's a few others that have come through and played A-grade here and gone on to bigger and better things. So that's what we're here for. That's our focus, to develop our younger players.
All right, mate. Thanks very much. Thanks for having us, and all the best on the weekend, Gary.
Thanks, Obi.
Coming up after the break, Obi and the panel will review the Mustangs game. This is the TRL Footy Show, brought to you by Toowoomba Valley's Football Club, Gatton Leagues Club, Dolby Leagues Club and Power FM. Live and free from Toowoomba Valley's Football Club on Power TV Australia. Thanks for joining us for the TRL Footy Show from Toowoomba Valley's Football Club. Let's get back to Obi and the panel.
Well, thanks very much, Robbo, and welcome to this week's Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show, coming to you from Herb Steinert Oval here, the heart of the Valley's Roosters. And joining me is regular panellist Justin Murphy. How are you, Murph?
I'm great, and it's always good to come back to this historic club ground here too.
And
since I was a kid.
And on this side is the president, Gary Dejoux. And we had a bit of a laugh there. I've been calling him Dejo the whole time. He just said, look, it's Dejo, Obi. I said, you've been going 3 seasons, Gary. But then again, it might be my memory. Welcome to the Footy Show, mate.
It's good to have you guys here on board at Valleys. Looking forward to this all week. So.
Yeah, it's great. We're going to have a great quiz here. We've already spoken to the juniors and we had a bit of a laugh out there in the Oval. It's always a great atmosphere here at Valleys Roosters. And while we're on it, Murph, and while we're all about Valleys, what a great win by the side on the weekend.
Yeah, I know, it was a good win. Derby have been up there and the points table was pretty close and they won their last game to get into the top 3. So to win this game and have 2 cracks at the cherry for the grand final now, it's a really big occasion for them, so I think it was a big win.
And Gary, look, I sort of thought, and I spoke about it, wrote a little bit about it, I thought it was probably Valley's best win, probably for a couple of seasons. I know the Mats and Rasmussen you won, but as far as finals are concerned, it was 10-all at half-time, and they really dug deep. I really liked the way they played, and especially against all the injuries you've had. Now, there's plenty of obstacles.
Yeah. I don't know if it was, one of their best wins, but I would say that it's one of their most important wins. Mm-hmm. The win against Pittsburgh the week before was a very important game for us too, to put us into the top 3 and just give us that second bite of the cherry. We needed that because of our injuries, but definitely one of the most important games.
Yeah, I like the way your Reggies come on. Richard Murray was fantastic, as was Ben Aikens. Weren't they good?
Well, young Richard, he's come from our under-18. Scotty Brunner's been his coach all season, and he has come on. He is a good little kid. He's a good little player.
He's got a bit of confidence in himself too. So.
And I like that in a player. I love personalities because they just weren't guest appearance players, were they, Murph?
No, that's right. And I think he played out of position for the team too, didn't he? He did a good job at it.
He's played a little bit of wing, he played a little bit of second row and lock and on the edge there, and he's a good little player of the future.
Okay, so Mustangs news, they've got a couple of rounds to go. They lost 50 points to 4 to South Logan's Magpies, and they take on Wynnum Manly, who are on the edge of the finals. Wynnum Manly in that Colts Deering competition for the under-20s. So, Mustangs, two rounds to go. Where do you see them going?
Hopefully they can finish on a bit of a high and put in the effort for these last 2 games. Wynnum will be a tough game. I think who are playing for a lot. It's hard when you're not playing for much, but I think the players, every time they take the field, they're still playing for their own personal pride as well.
Yeah, well, we're coming to the end of the season now, guys, and I'd just like your take on Mustangs. 2 to go. What I've really found is that they're really missing that senior side that can really influence down, as we see here with the club sides.
Oh, definitely, if they had a higher grade again for those guys to aim at and play and filter down through it, I think it'd be a bit of a benefit. But it's a hard age group, this group too, because a lot of the guys, the good guys from the 18s have gone away this year, and a lot of them are having a crack at Queensland Cup or different NRL clubs. And the guys that are left here, it's still a great opportunity for them, but it is a hard thing. They've got to make a choice whether they want to try and pursue footy or work as well.
Of all the clubs, Gary, your club's probably been the most affected by players going to Mustangs, and they also go, like we've got Corey Pax and Travis Turnbull down there playing for other clubs. Look, it's just sad when we go and watch them and they're playing against former team members.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
What's your take on it, mate? Yeah.
When you say there's no senior side that's linked to the under-20s, that makes it hard because some of these other guys that are still under-20 that want to further their careers, they're still leaving the Toowoomba area. So if there was that other team, that other Q-Cup side or whatever it might have been, the senior side attached to the under-20s, then that might keep them here in the district. And instead of the Toowoomba side playing against other Toowoomba players, then hopefully they can stay here. But I think you hit the nail on the head there with another side.
But I think they're, I don't like to call them necessary evil. What I like about the Mustangs, I've said this before, Murph, is that after they've come through the 18s and 20s, they come back better players, and we're seeing that they're coming back here to this competition, which is in the best form it's been in for a few years.
Definitely, it is really good when they come back to their clubs and they do play for the clubs and come back into our competition, and they've got good training there. I know Eugene, he puts a lot of time into it. He's got the fit lab set up for them to do their weights, and it's a professional thing for those young kids to try and get into it, and it is good if they don't pursue a career in higher levels to come back to TRL. It's really good for our comp.
And Valleys Club, when's your presentation? You've got some fundraisers coming on at the moment. Maitre de Jus?
We're actually, we're winding down the season. Only the A-grade guys back still in the competition, but as far as fundraisers are concerned, we've finished all our fundraising for this year. But our presentation night is September 28th. It's a Friday night, and that should be a
That's for all the teams?
That's for all our teams.
So how many teams this year? 6
teams this year. We have the ladies on board this year, which was a massive success for us. Having 2 teams, 2 ladies teams, played in the BRL, so we'll have all 6 teams having a presentation night all on the same night.
The presentation night's here as well,
the presentation night will be upstairs.
Should be a full house there.
It'll be a full house.
It'll be sparking, and I reckon
it'll be a full
we really
night,
enjoyed the Phillies.
What a probably as well.
Historical moment. We called the first win in First Division down there at Gatton against our brothers, and the girls wanted me to hop in the bus on the way home. I reckon I wouldn't have got home for 3 days, but I reckon they're going to lead the cheer squad come presentation night. What do you reckon?
Well, I think as long as I've got enough Bundy and Cola 0 cans, I think we'll be right.
That's good.
It'll be good to see a few of those girls going up into the NRL women's system that's starting up
and Jackie Stepson and the juniors has done an amazing job, and that will happen in the few years to come.
Okay, well, let's go to a break, and what a wonderful win it was by Valleys over Dalby on the weekend, and we'll go to an interview that Valleys coach Brett Seymour had with Nev Cherry after the game. This is the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show. Thanks, mate.
No worries.
You're done?
Are we going to get the big fella?
Yeah, you want to get Brett? That'd be good.
What about Cherry's daughter's interview with Bainbridge?
Yeah, it was a bit funny, but yeah, she's...
She does a good job.
Well, we've been training her a little bit. It was to say, listen, concentrate on the game, right? We don't want outside sort of, and just next year we're going to chill out, and sort of ask some stupid Obi questions, which the boys get really scared once I do. You see, so I'm going to let Nev go and her go for the whole even grand final. And grand final, I'll do a few in the shed as well.
How we going? Is it on?
I think
so. Should be on.
Is it? It's on. Who's on first? Who's on first? What's on second? Did they have that name? Did they have that name in the 20s?
There you go.
Okay, you want a sound check there? Do you, Barry? You want a sound check with Brett?
He loves a sound check, Baz. You want a sound check, Barry?
Yes, please.
Sound check.
Give us
check.
a wrap.
Summary of the TRL final week 1. A grade Highfields 28, Warwick 14, Valleys 32, Dalby 20.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks very much, Robbo. Now let's get into the summary of last weekend's games. And look, firstly, let's talk about, and I welcome, Brett, the coach of the Valleys Roosters. Brett Seymour, welcome to the Footy Show again.
Thanks, Obi.
You're almost a regular, aren't you?
I am, mate.
You are, mate.
Love it.
You want my job, don't you?
No, I love it, mate.
That's
You do too good a job, Ivy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But anyway, look, let's look at this first game, Highfields and Warwick. It was a 28-14 win over Warwick, and what a game this was. It was a huge wind out there on the weekend, Murph. 44 kilometres it was racing. The temperature was 14 degrees, and I had a look, it was supposed to be 3. It was 18-10. Highfields were in front with the wind, and I thought, well, no teams used to win well on the weekend, did they?
No, not really. And Highfields had played and lost to Warwick twice during the year. I think they played 2 good halves in both games, and it was a game I think they were confident for, but they had to start well, and they did, obviously, as well.
Yeah, look, I liked what Gus McCullough, he challenged his halves, and Jared Lee and Sean Loxley. We'd seen them in the loss to Waddles. And look, they just didn't step up, but they certainly made amends for it on Sunday, didn't they?
Definitely. Jared probably with the 18s would have got his confidence going, and
Yep.
obviously took that into the game as well. But they're very good players, and they did take that game by control, and they had to, I think, as well, for them to win.
Yeah, look, 28-14 didn't indicate the actual game. It was 22-14 with 14 minutes to go, and I thought it was the right decision. Mick Bloomfield said, well, we'll take this penalty right in front, and I think it typified their day. He actually missed it to make it a 6-point game. But what a competitor that Mick Bloomfield. It had everything this game. Mick Bloomfield and Sean Loxley got sent off midway through the first half for 10 minutes. And there was a couple of melees in the second half. There was a couple of dance moves, and we like those, don't we, Brett?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't see the game.
Like
You were in the shed at the moment.
No, we seen.
No, we don't like seeing
seen
that.
parts of it. From what I saw, when what's his name, Bainbridge come on at hooker, it looks like he took a bit of the load off the halves, and he started getting them forward. And he's very dangerous out there. He knows when there's a marker down, he's off and gone.
I think hooker's his best spot.
Yeah.
Bainbridge too.
I think so. He sort of didn't have his best game. He dropped the ball, knocked it on in his first touch, and look, but they were in the game for a lot of that, Murph. As I said, 15 minutes to go, and there was a lot of footy in between that. And then Jared Lee scored about a minute before full time. What I did like about Warwick, how good is this Gary Ellery, mate? How good did he go?
He's good. He's always been a good player. He's had a big engine on him. He's
Yep.
probably not as big as other front rowers, but he goes hard. He's a typical sort of Northern English player, I think.
Yeah.
He's a James Graham clone.
Yeah, he sure is. How do you sum up Warwick's season?
I thought they were good again. They've a little bit unlucky that the draw. I think they only finished just outside the top 3, and it just shows how important it is to finish in the top 3, I reckon.
And it was close to the whole competition, especially from second through to 5. We only knew Waddles were going to be minor premiers a couple of weeks out, Brett. But yeah, Warwick got their mojo together. They lost Murphy halfway through. They brought David McGrady. He was fantastic on the weekend, but he was a bit hot and cold coming in. But if they can retain a lot of their players, they're going to be a big force next year.
Yeah, I thought they were really impressive towards the back end of the year, playing that kind of final style of footy, and yeah, it took Highfields to probably be near their best to beat them, so they wouldn't be too downhearted. Yeah,
that's right, I think. But on to the next game, your wonderful win, 32 points to 20 over Dalby, Brett. I thought it was one of your Gary was probably right, probably your most important win for the last couple of years. I thought it was one of your best wins since you were against the elements. I thought you had a blinder of a game, but blokes like Richard Murray and Ben Atkins, they weren't guest appearance there. They actually made a difference on the field, didn't they?
Yeah, no, we've got a squad that's deep, and I've been able to tap a few lads on the shoulder, and Richard Murray only got a chance 3 weeks ago. He'd been the best player in 18s all year, so I'd had my eye on him, but I wasn't hoping to blood him, but now I have. It's going to be pretty hard to toss him out.
Exactly right, and look, we'll talk about your game against Waddles a bit later, but just on this particular game, I really thought your defence, coming into the game, you had been fairly critical of yourselves, not hanging on to the ball that last 30 minutes. It must have been a relief more than anything, because you just don't know what you're going to get out there in the field, do you?
No, in the first half, run into when we had some bad fifth tackle options, or kicking the ball and it was going 20 yards behind us. So we're having to do a fair bit of D, but sort of give us a bit of confidence that we turned them away, and a couple of unforced errors from Dalby, which was, unexpected from them, but I'm sure they'll fix that up this week.
It was unusual, Murph, because we watched the replay of the game 7:30, I think a couple of nights ago on Power TV Australia, and when that kick, Brett, you came back, you'd made all the things, and you came back about 50 metres.
Yeah.
I've never seen much about it, Murph.
No, it was an ugly piece of football.
It was, but look, those things happened, and you really got down and dirty then, didn't you?
Yeah, we had to grind it out. The conditions didn't really, it wasn't for open, expansive footy, but this Saturday night's supposed to be cold and bitter, so
we'll see how we go. Just want to ask you one question. We're 10-all at half time. What did you say to the boys, or what was the feel in the dressing shed?
We were fairly encouraged with where we're at. We knew we probably should have been a little bit further ahead, but you know that's finals footy. We just wanted to stay in the grind, and we did so. And we had a bit of a lapse in the second half, but we found our mojo again and finished it off strong.
And Murph, Derby are the defending premiers. Look, they didn't play that bad. All right, they were 10-all. A late try by Dexter Buchanan put the game away for them. All right, but I thought they'll bounce back. But what was your take on this game in particular?
Derby have got a good side again. They've come into the semis as defending premiers, but Valley's again last year. I think they were a bit disappointed in what they did last year. And I think they're come out here in this game and they've changed it around, and I think mentally for Valleys it's a really big win for them that game, so I think it's really good.
Yeah, well, we'll talk more about those upcoming games on the weekend. In reserve grade in the week one of the Hutchies TRL and Criterion Hotel finals, Gatton, they were up 18-0 against Pittsburgh. They got back to 18-16 until Gatton scored late to take that reserve grade for them to meet Highfields this weekend. And then Waddles, 30, defeated Valleys 10. I've got to ask you, Brett, that with Richard Murray, Ben Akin, you probably had some others come out of reserve grade. Yeah. Was that made sort of Thursday night, that decision, and do you think it was detriment to their side?
Yeah, it wasn't a real late call. Benny played part of the game for reserve grade. We pulled him off once the game was gone. Mm-hmm. But I did pinch Richard Murray from JB. I've been stealing his players for the last 6 or 8 weeks, so no, I'm really impressed with where that squad's at, and also the 18s.
Yes.
Jacob Lingwood, I know he's been in 18s all year. He's been playing halves for you in 18s. He played centres in this game, and he got a lot out from this game as well, even though they didn't get. Yeah,
the 18s boys were probably the best in a losing side, so that's positive for the club going forward. They all enjoy stepping up and playing to the next level, so. It's always good to see that from young kids.
That's right. It's no coincidence that the A-grade sides are going very well when their Reggies are in the finals, Waddles and Valleys, to under-18s. Well, these were a bit lopsided. Highfields, they meet Dalby on the weekend after they put Gatton to bed 48 points to 18. In a surprising result, because Gatton, I think, had beaten them in their only meeting during the season, and then South. The talk's always about South in this under-18 competition.
I was talking to a few of the Highfields 18s, and they're happy they won that game because they didn't want to play South the next week. So.
I'm sure same goes for Gatton as well, but Gatton did play well in the last round against South, only losing by 8. And then South Burnett, who had a wonderful season, South Burnett were knocked out by South. 42 points to 16, and we congratulate all the boys and the coaching staff and everyone involved in that South Burnett side over there, don't we?
Definitely, they've had some excitement to the 18s competition and our Toowoomba competition, so hopefully that can filter out into the other grades in the future.
And then in second division, one of the games of the day, Warwick had a kick right on full time to defeat Pittsburgh 14 points to 12. Warwick go on to play Gatton this weekend. Pittsburgh go on to play Stanthorpe. And how about this? The third time they played in 3 weeks, Stanthorpe, the mini state of origin, Murph, and they got the Biscuits 20 points to 12. Did you like that?
Yeah, I did like that, yeah.
Yeah. What, the way I said it, or just... the win.
I like the win for Stanthorpe too, and I like the way you said it as well.
Thanks very much. What about you, Brett? Every time I've spoken to you the last 3 seasons, mate, I don't think you give the kudos for second division, but like your second division, though, when they first came this year, mate, and you've got to be proud of them.
Yeah, so there's just some players there encouraged from their performances this year. Stanthorpe, I think they're smokies to win that.
Are they sentimental favourites, Murph?
Stanthorpe, they'd have a good party down there at the Vineyards anyway.
There we go.
I played Stanthorpe when I was in the seniors first come in. They were in the A-grade comp up here, and they always had some strong teams.
And you got a couple of kids floating around here. Come
here, love. Jump up.
What's your name? Step up here. What's your name? And guess what? Is this your dad? It is. Well, you go and sit there with your dad while we're going from here, okay? So let's talk about week 2, the preview of the TRL Criterion Hotel Finals here as well. Super Saturday. And of course, the same adjacent grounds, Brothers Junior Fields. Just quickly, who you think's going to win these ones, boys? 2 p.m. on Junior Field. It's knockouts. Pittsworth versus Stanthorpe in second division.
Have you seen the 5'8" for Pittsworth?
Matthew Briggs.
Yeah.
And I notice he's not in the program this week.
No, this week.
He looks like Wally Lewis.
Yeah, good on you. Well, Wally Lewis now at his age, yeah. Pittsworth or Stanthorpe, mate?
Oh, I'll go Pittsworth.
I'll go Stanthorpe.
Yeah, I'm going to go Pittsworth. I love Stanthorpe, but it's great watching finals time. And then at 3:20 on the junior field, it's Gatton versus South. And look, what we're going to do with Power FM special events is that Kelvin and I are going to be calling not only the South Gatton game, but also the Highfields Dalby game. Kelvin's going to be over on the junior fields while I'm going to be at the senior fields, and we'll call that game sort of intermittently depending on the score, Murph. But Gatton, certainly the underdogs in this game for the under-18s.
Definitely. Gatton have had a really good season. I think it's the first time in a number of years this 18s have made the semis, and they have had a really good season, and South, everyone's talked them up, so it'll be a very tough game, but hopefully Gatton might just get up in this one.
Yourself, mate? South of Gatton.
South
to go for that.
Yeah, they've got all their troops back, so...
Okay, and then reserve grade. Well, the juggernaut for Wattles keeps continuing. They'll take on Pittsworth in reserve grade. That's going to be a ripper of a game, given Pittsworth really gave Gatton a fright last week. Don't you reckon, Justin?
Yeah, definitely. It'll be a good game, this reserve grade game, I think. Pittsworth finished...
Yeah, they finished in the top 3 and they lost to Gatton, so they're playing the winner of the knockout.
I think Wattles might win this game. They had a good game last week.
Yeah, I'm going for Wattles simply because I thought the Pittsworth-Gatton game was really tough last week and Wattles had a little bit easier. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll go the draw.
You could, no, you idiot. You can't have draws
Golden
anymore.
point.
Golden
Briggsy,
point.
field goal.
Briggsy field goal, even though he's not playing, but you go, you good thing. And all I can say, Brett, you must have wonderful dreams. Anyway, 6:30, reserve grade, Highfields versus Gatton. This one here is for reserve grade for a place in the grand final for a reserve grade. Keep in mind, we're not going to have a Gatton versus Valleys reserve grade grand final, which has been the last 3 or 4 seasons. So this is going to be an absolute ripper. Where do you see this one going?
The Highfields boys were all there on the weekend too, watching these games and supporting their first grade as well. I think
they brought a huge crowd.
Highfields have got a fair bit of spirit around the club at the moment, so I think Highfields will win this game.
Yeah, I think Highfields have got a very good squad this year through all grades, so I think they'll be brimming, ready to go.
Yeah, well, I see that reserve grade in Gatton, they've got James Robinson, also Shannon Hicks in their side, and they've been perennial finalist attendees, and they've got a lot of their side still there as well. So let's go on to Brothers Senior Field, and then 2 p.m. second division will be a Gatton versus Warwick for a place in the grand final. Your tip there, mate?
I'll go Gatton in that game.
Yeah, I'm going Gatton. You?
Yeah, Gatton.
Okay, they had a week off, and of course under 18s will be, as I said, we'll be calling this in tandem with the one over at juniors, which is between Gatton and South. Dalby versus Highfields. I think the week off will help Dalby. Highfields were really hot last week, so who do you pick here?
I think Highfields will win this one as well.
Wow. Okay, you?
I haven't seen too much of Dalby, but I know they've been strong for a few years, so I'll just say they'll sneak home that one.
Yeah, I saw Dalby's team. They've got young Chappell. He's only still 16, I think. He's at 5'8", but you've got the Babington boys out there, Travis. And look, the last time these two played was an absolute ripper of a game. It was drawn with about 35 seconds left. Travis Babington gets the ball, drops it over the post from 35 metres out and took the biscuits. So well done to Dalby in that second round clash. But yeah, I forget who I went for here, but I think probably Dalby from there as well. Now we get on to the A grade and the preview of these games. Dalby versus Highfields. Look, I've written so much about this on the weekend. Dalby, a champion side. They're Brett, they will not want to give away their premiership just quickly, will they?
No, this is hard. This is a hard game to call. I think Franciscus and Ambi are really strong in a losing team, and they'll do everything possible to turn that result for their way.
Yeah, well, it looks like Zach Morris is out for this game, and I know that Cruz Turner comes back, and I think Cruz Turner returning for Dalby is going to be a big plus for them.
Yeah, it will be. If Dalby are carrying it through a few injuries, I think Highfields will really exploit it. I think they've done a bit of homework. It's going to be a tremendous game, like you said. Dalby, last year's premiers, and Highfields. I think it's time for them to step up a bit in the semis, because a lot of people have talked about Highfields for a few years now, and they've sort of just bowed out a bit. So I think Highfields need to step up, and I think they might get this.
Yes, I think it's going to be a bit similar to the games we had last weekend, and I think she's going to be a bit lopsided one day. They'll be even at half-time, and the last 30 minutes, it's anyone's game. So, look, I'm leaning towards Dalby. Look, they haven't been playing that bad. Highfields haven't been playing either, but gee, they've got a great result, haven't they, Dalby?
Semi-final football, it's hard to... Dalby would have been out last week, and now they've got to lift themselves up, and Highfield's the opposite. They were up last week, and they've got to keep that going now as well. So.
Yeah, so we'll be on air for Power FM on 88 on your dial in Toowoomba City, 87.8 in Highfields in Upper Lockyer, and that game's at 5 o'clock, so we'll probably be on about 15 minutes before that first game. On to the Hutchies match of the day. What these two sides have brought to the competition has been unbelievable. Valley's on form, and Wattles with the week off, and you really came back into the competition, Brett, last week, and you'll be looking forward to this. First of all, have you got the same side or similar side for next week?
Yeah, we've got a fitness
side?
test on Stevie Rogers tomorrow night, but everyone else is fit and ready to go, from what I know.
Yeah, well, I think Stevie Rogers will just add to the Valley's squad there.
Stevie will be a major lift for him, especially his experience. He's been around, he's played finals, grand final. His experience would really lift everyone, I think.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, there's other guys to step up anyway, I think.
One thing I've liked about Wattles is that we haven't really talked about the injuries that they've had like we have talked about injuries for all other clubs. They've been just going down about their business. They've gone under the radar a bit because there's been nothing to talk about, because they've had no injuries. They're going really well. They've got a big headache because the wild thing, Michael Pearson comes back, so they've named a 18-man squad, and they'll have to drop one of those in that game. And look, they have been playing absolute perfect stuff. I wrote through the week that when you've got blokes like Dale Perkins and Matt Duggan, one thing I have noticed is that you never notice Dale Perkins or Matt Duggan making really long breaks like Jackson Green, and that's why, because they do the little things right, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They prepare themselves well, and they do the little things right. But these two teams, they've had some good tussles this year, and I think again this weekend it's going to be pretty good. I know that Wattles always sort of have a look over at where Valleys are, so I reckon they're a bit wary about Valleys.
Okay, and look, I think one question I've got to ask you about, if you're going to beat Wattles, where are you going to beat them, mate?
Well, you know, there's not many weak leagues, obviously, in their side. They're very well led by Duggan, and you know, Jacko Green's probably standout performer all year. Yeah, I probably think if we're to be a chance, we have to take the forward pack on. Yep. Yeah.
And I think if Rogers coming back in, it's going to lift your confidence. But look, the boys who did the job did really well last week, don't you think?
Yeah, no, I've been impressed with everyone. It'd be hard to put one man out, but you know, it's for the team, and you know, there's always a chance that they could come back in the side. So, yeah.
All right, well, on behalf of the TRL Footy Show, we wish you and your team all the best. Thanks for joining us on the panel, and thanks to you, Justin, because we've got the AB's quiz next day. Who do you tip between Valleys and Wattles, mate?
I'm going to go for Valleys to get in the grand final first this weekend.
All right.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, well, I've been tipping Wattles, sorry, Brett, all year. And look, I think nothing different, but it's going to be a rooster's feather in between it. But it's one thing's for sure, it's going to be fantastic, especially when Cookie, myself, Nutsy get our voices up to the... Yeah, but that's another story, so it's going to be fantastic. And let's go to the break, and let's have a look at and it's... with good reason. It's Warwick's last game last weekend, so let's have a look at the interview with Warwick's, well, he was named in the top 5 players in the competition.
Chair reporting the Toowoomba Rugby League, and I'm here with the victorious Valleys Rooster captain coach, Brett Seymour. Brett, that must feel really great to get that win after you're shaking the monkey off your back from last year. Like, you just did it tough, but you just did it well.
Yeah, the conditions didn't really let either team play some open footy. It was a lot up the middle. I thought Franciscus and Little Ambia were really good dummy half running. You know where their threats come from, and they know where ours is. And Corey and Dylan sort of iced the game at the end there. They tore it away for 60, 70 minutes, and they got the open space and made the most of it.
Mate, you must be really proud of your guys. You shouldn't be winning A-grade football games, especially semi-finals. It's near your third tier, first grade side. The amount of injuries you've had all year,
mate. It's we've got a good production line going on. Credit to my 18s coach, Scotty Brunner, my reserve grade coach, JB. They encouraging blokes to want to step up. It's the next man up motto for us, and a kid like Richard Murray, outstanding 18-year-old in the middle against Beaver, and these they're seasoned campaigners, have been doing it for years. So they're no fear, these blokes. I'm really happy for them.
Mate, you put Steely Resolve, which you've had all year, we've talked about. You start to put momentum in there, and you start to look really, really good.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice starting point for us. Waddles they're going really well. They've been up for the whole season. So we had a bit of a lapse towards the end of the regular season, but it's a whole new ball game now, and you can only play as good as you can on the day, and we'll have as good a chance as any next week.
Who do you think stood out for you? I thought Huey Sedger was brilliant for you.
Huey's been in my top three all year. He's just a massive addition to our club. He was a junior playing here at 18. He won an A-grade premiership in the centres, so he's come back to us. His versatility's great. So I've been happy with the new additions, Corey and Callum Hart. Everyone loves playing with them, and they bring a really good vibe with them. So we're really happy to have them.
Well done, Brett. Thanks for your time. Thanks, buddy. Cheers, champ. Cheers.
Break out the popcorn, sweets and drinks. It's Sunday night at the movies. Latest release movies brought to you exclusively by US filmmakers, including Lima Films. Sunday night at the movies, so join us every Sunday night at 7 p.m. right here on Power TV Australia.
Hi, this is Mick Jagger on
Classic Vinyl.
This is Debbie Harrow from Blondie.
This is Jimmy Barnes here.
Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reverend Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday,
and you got a job to do,
go by a lot faster.
Hey, if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening. The home of classic rock.
Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMradio.com.au.
Playing indoor netball, cricket, soccer, dodgeball and volleyball is a great way to keep fit and catch up with friends, and the place to go and play any or all of these sports is Action Indoor Sports. There are competitions for juniors and adults of all levels of ability, from beginners to the most experienced. Action Indoor Sports is home to Inflatable World, an inflatable theme park for all ages, and new and coming soon, indoor softball. Go and see for yourself. Action Indoor Sports is located at 31 Spencer Street, Toowoomba. Check out the website website, ToowoombaIndoorSports.com, or phone 4635 9999.
Well, welcome along to My Music. I'm Jeff Black. Let me tell you about the T-Bird Diner. Well, just over here, we've got a Ford custom line that's crashed through the wall. Next episode on My Music on Power TV Australia. I'll see you then.
Yeah, thanks very much, Robbo, and we're here for Obi's quiz, and joining us is 3 players from the Valleys Roosters. Very good players. Dylan Chown, put your hands together for Dylan. Zachy Miles. And Caleb Hart. And boys, congratulations on your season. First to you, Dylan, you've sort of... how should I put it? Just going along your business very nicely this season instead of last year, a bit more prominent in what you were doing?
Yeah, mate, just chipping away this year, just going about my business. Everyone else is doing their job, so I don't have to do as much.
And Zachy, your first look at A grade, well, I mean, quite consistently, and you've got to be happy with your form. You seem to be playing better in the top grade than you did 18s.
Oh yeah, there's more pressure playing A grade, so you have to play like better, I suppose. But yeah, I fit good in the team, I reckon. And
Caleb, you came back from injury. You've been back, what, 3 weeks now?
Yeah, it's coming up to my 3rd one.
Yeah, enjoying Valleys, mate. Tell us, where'd you come from to here? What club?
Well, I came up from down in Brisbane.
Yep.
And then...
what club in Brisbane?
North Devils.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I was there for about 3 years, about that.
And you're living in Toowoomba now?
Yeah, living here now.
Oh, you enjoy it, mate?
Loving it.
You enjoy that win on the weekend?
Yeah, I loved it.
Oh, that was good, and what a great try you did score. So let's get into it now. I'll ask you each a question first of all, right, and then we'll go into the buzzer round. So you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, first to you, Dylan. Now Dylan, Logan, your brother, is considered the best footballer in your family. Now, sorry, I don't know how I got into that one, but how old were you when your brother was born?
2.
Wrong, you were 18 months, you idiot. Okay. For another 5 points, what is your dad's date of birth?
The 11th of the 3rd, 1976.
That's right, 5 points, and we've got our adjudicator, Robbo. Are you there, Robbo?
I'm there, Robbo. Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, really good. Say hello, Robbo.
Hello, Robbo.
Very good, Robbo. He's our adjudicator.
Sorry, that was you guys had to say.
Okay, and what's this? Yeah, a bit of dirt on you, mate. And it was a bit of dirt, mate. Was it a junior grand final or game that you and I think your brother dyed your hair black? Is that right?
No, it wasn't a junior grand final. It was my old man's grand final.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, we all dyed our hair black for it. And
now, what was the reason for that, mate?
Yep, the old man was doing it, so we just wanted to do it too.
Oh, that's good, mate, you idiot. Okay, so that'll stay with you for the rest of your life, won't it?
Nah, not at all. I'll look back on it and say, what a mad time.
Yeah, I would like to see your mother get rid of that black out of your hair there, Dylan. Anyway, look, on to Zachy Miles. Now, Zach's come in for a loan of Button because he's wussed out alone. He lives across the road and couldn't come. So, on you, Alona, you are in my sights if I ever interview you between now and the end of the season, Alona. So, okay, Mr. Pretty Boy. Is he a pretty boy?
Yeah.
Here's a question I had for Alona. I said... hello, this is a question for Alona, all right? You'll like this, all right? A mirror is your best friend, Alona, okay? How many times do you look in the mirror prior to going onto the field? Is it multiple choice, A, twice, B, at least 3 times, or C, as much as possible?
Definitely
now, what
C.
would you say?
C.
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 Okay, and we'll give you 5 points for that. Because
5 points,
Zach
yep.
there. 5 points on Zach. Okay, and on reflection, Alona, and you can answer for him, Zach, if that's okay. Okay, which team on reflection, given it's a mirror, okay, excuse the pun, was the side that made you look in the mirror the most? Zach?
Probably Waddles.
That's right! Another 5 points. So I'll give you another 5 points, Alona. You might even win this by not even being here. Now on to Caleb Hart. Now, Caleb, Are you a Bruno Mars fan?
No, I don't really listen to him.
Have you ever heard his song?
Which one?
The Lazy Boy song, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I believe we've got some mail on you, mate, that you're a very lazy person. Is that right?
I'm just a very sleepy head.
Oh, do you?
Basically,
And
yeah.
are you a good dishwasher upper? No, you're not, you idiot. Okay. Now, Caleb, you scored 2 hat-tricks this year. Okay, congratulations on your season.
5 points for that.
5 points. No, not yet, mate, but he didn't say he was lazy, Robert. Should I have given him 5 points?
I reckon.
Okay, give him 5 points for admitting that he was
There we
lazy.
go.
Yeah, well done. Okay, now you scored 2 hat-tricks. Which teams did you score them against? 5 points for each side.
I'm pretty sure Gatton was one.
That's right, that's one.
South, I think it was, or the South.
Yeah, that's right. So 5 points for him. Well done. Well done to you, Caleb. Okay, now it's a buzzer time. Okay, boys. Okay. Now what I'm going to do with you, Dylan, right? You've got to give us a rooster call. Okay. Okay, a rooster call. That's your buzzer.
Yep.
Okay, ready? Go. Okay, that's very good. Now, Zach, okay, seeing you're in for Alona Button, he's in the mirror and so forth, right, what you've got to do is look at that camera over there and you've got to go, yo. We did it at the Derby last week. Okay, ready? Give us a yo.
Yo.
No, with the hands, mate.
Yo.
Okay, and that's your buzzer, okay? Now, as for you, Caleb, okay, now roosters are related to the chickens, aren't they? Okay? So roosters has got, what's your, give us your rooster one again. Okay, you're going to give us a chicken call. Like, okay, but you've got to use the feathers as well, okay? You've got to fly like that. Okay, and we'll make you do that as well, okay? So do that, okay, ready? Okay, cock-a-doodle with the feathers. And with yours?
Yo.
Yes, well done. Okay, all right? Trip for 2 around the world here. You've got to pay for the tickets, okay?
Yeah.
All right, number 1. Which current first grade coach played for Valleys in its amazing run of 6 premiership titles in a row? Current first grade coach. Yes, mate?
Gus McKellar.
That's right, 5 points for Dylan. Got that, Robbo?
Yep, got that.
We'll do a score check in a moment. Herb Steinhardt Oval is the home of Valleys. It has a rich history. Spell Steinhardt. Come on. Yes, go. What do you do? Okay, ready, go.
S-T-E-I-N-H-E-R-T.
H-E-R-T. That's wrong, you idiot. Want to have a go, is that?
S-T-E...
No, you got to do the yo first.
Oh, yo.
Right, ready? S-T...
S-T-E-I-N-H-A-R-T.
That's wrong as well, you idiot, okay? You want to go with it? No. Okay. It is without the A or O in between the H and R, so it is S-T-E-I-N-H-R-T. A lot of people get that. That one's wrong, and these guys did as well. Now, what year did Valleys last win the TRL Premiership? Is multiple choice. A, 2010. B, 2011. Or C, 2012.
Yo.
Yes.
2011.
That's right, 5 points to Zaki. Okay, question number 4. Who is this year's Valleys ambassador? You know, for the... Yes, mate?
Emily Young.
That's right, 5 points to Dylan. See, pretty easy, Dylan. You want to test your buzzer again? Okay, we'll test yours again.
Yo.
No, you got the arms.
Yo.
And yours again? It's well done, mate. Okay, Valleys had a great win against Derby on the weekend. 5 points each for these two part answers. Okay, first of all, what was the score at half-time?
Yo.
Yes.
Was it 10-all?
That's right. And for another 5 points, how many points did each side score in the second half?
Yo.
Yes, Zach?
Valley scored 22, and Dolby scored 10.
That's right, Zach. You've given these older fellas a bit of a run for their money. Now let's go to score check. Thanks, Robbo.
Okay, Dylan's on 15, Zach's on 25, and Calum is on 15.
Okay, so Zach's spread ahead at the moment. Going well, Zachary. Okay. What was the final score in the Highfields Warwick knockout semi-final?
28-24.
No.
That's right. Yes.
28-14.
That's right. My run sheet, you idiots, okay? All right, so 5 points for Zach. Okay. Now, Dexter Buchanan scored 2 game-breaking tries on the weekend. Congratulations to Dexter. He did very well, didn't he?
Dexter.
That was great, that last try. Now, Dexter's a proud New Zealander, isn't he?
Yep.
Now, I want you to say the following saying as if Dexter was saying it, okay? And whoever's the best is going to get the 5 points. Yes, you've got to do it in the Kiwi accent. Okay? The Kiwi accent. And the saying is, hey, boys, I want you to get me a packet of chips. All right? Who wants to go first?
Bill.
All right, we'll go here. Dylan. Okay, ready?
Can you please repeat that?
Repeat it. You've got to say, hey, boys, I want you to get me a packet of chips. Okay, ready? Go.
Hey, boys, I want you to get me a packet of chips.
Yes, very good. Okay, now, Zach, you got it? Ready? Go.
Hey, boys, I want you to grab me a packet of chips.
That's a really good one. And for you, Caleb, there you go.
What was I meant to say?
You're going to say, hey, boys, I want you to get me a packet of chips.
Hey, boys, I want to get me.
Yes, good. Now, Robbo, who do you think was the best there?
Well, I thought out of all of them, Dylan, Chups is the Kiwi for chips, by the way. Chups.
Yeah, well
Chups.
done. So we'll give him the 5 points. Well done. Now, Liam and Jude, the Capewells, had a baby this week. 5 points each. Was it a boy or a girl? Yes?
Girl.
It was. And for another 5 points, what was her name? Yes?
Clancy Ann.
Well done. I only wanted the first name, but well done, Dylan. Okay, 2 questions left. Okay. Who are the top 3 try scorers for Valleys this season? And for a further 5 points, how many tries they each scored? Yes, mate.
Myself.
Yes, that's one. Yes, Dylan.
Caleb.
That's right. Yes, one more and you get 5 points.
Zach.
No, that's wrong. Anyone else?
Yo.
Yes.
These 2.
Yep.
And Nolan.
That's right, Zach. Well done. Okay, I'll give you 5 points. Apart from you, Dylan, how many tries did the other 2 score? Keep them one. This bloke sitting there.
Yo.
Yes, mate.
Chandler scored. Here we go.
I don't even know how many I scored.
Speak up, boy. Come on.
11.
11. That's wrong.
Caleb,
how many tries did you score this year?
I don't even know.
14.
He scored 12, Alona scored 10, and Dylan, he's on 22 at the moment. Now, I don't know whether the top try scorer is for the regular season or not, but congratulations, Dylan. You've been a perennial try scorer for both the seasons. Now, last question. Can we have a score check, please?
Certainly. Dylan is on top with 40. Followed by Zach on 35 and Calum on 15.
All right.
So this, how much is this worth? This
15. We'll make it 25. Okay.
Yep.
So any one of them can win. Okay. Right. Are you ready? Let's test those buzzers again. Okay.
Yo.
And yours? Okay. The Obie and Cookie call is on each weekend. Apart from myself and Cookie, name one other of the commentators.
Yo.
Yes.
Nev.
That's right. Nev Cherry, George McFadden, Gary Lawrence, Lenny Curry and Kelvin Hawke, and also Kerry Carmichael. So the winner is, and probably rightly so, is Zach Moore. Congratulations, boys.
with a record 60 points, I might add.
With a record 60 points. Well done. We might have a quiz with all the winners if we get acting. So well done, guys. And that's it for the Footy Show. Thanks so much to Dylan, thanks so much for Zach, and also to Carla for being really good sports, and we wish you all the best on the weekend, fellas. Bring home the bacon for the Roosters. And Robbo, that's it, mate, for the TRL Footy Show this week. See you next week. It depends. If Waddles lose, we're going out there, all right? And if they win, we'll probably go to the Highfield Tavern, right, for Highfield. So watch this space. We'll let you know on Facebook. I'm Andrew O'Brien. OB Cricket Call on Saturday, isn't it, Robbo? We go
Super Saturday.
Yeah, so we're doing a heap of stuff. Watch it on Power FM special events. We'll be doing the 18s, and then on the FM band from about 4:45 to watch those two fantastic games.
Well, that's it for another edition of the TRL Footy Show. Thanks to our sponsors, Toowoomba Valleys Football Club, Gatton Leagues Club, Dalby Leagues Club, Power FM, Royce Music and Computer Troubleshooters Toowoomba West. If you're in business and interested in advertising on Power TV or Power FM, you can contact us by phone or email. The contact details are on the screen. This has been a Power TV production in conjunction with Power FM. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and remember to download the Power TV app from the Google Play Store. Thanks for your company for another edition of the TRL Footy Show. I'm Robbo. See you next week.